Hi, beautiful Gemini. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Gemini, this is your general reading, and that means it can be anything and everything that is going on for you. So if you hear me talk about work, that could be your love story. If you hear me talk about love, that could be applying to work. So take however that resonates for you into your story. And I set the time frame to basically all of July of 2021. So let's see here, Gemini. What is going on? We're going to have an overall picture here, and then we're going to go deeper and deeper into the message. Wow. So we have round and round, number 25. So there's something that you could be doing, like something goes round, or like you can't get out of the rut or of something. You keep coming back to the same story over and over again. Round and round, or something completely different. It can be like you're coming out of something. It can be both, because it's something that you keep repeating or something that keeps showing up in your life and you're a little bit tired of it, which makes you sort of unravel it. You go back the other route back out to change the situation. The reason I say that is because we have a change in the wind. I do apologize for the lawnmower. Yes. Usually lawn lawyer. There's a change in the wind here. So something really is, whatever feels a little bit rigid, whatever feels a little bit like black and white, this is how it is. Black and white is going to start to, like, where it doesn't, yeah, good thing if it works. If we are building something on this rigid form, this very black and white way of being in this situation, and it yields perfect results, it yields beautiful endings to the story always, then continue by all means to be that rigid. Continue to do the black and white thing. But if you keep going round and round in circles and you don't get out of a situation, it seems like there's a change in the wind, like automatically things starts to unravel right now. So we're going to go deeper into the message and see here what that is about for you, Gemini. So the round and round, why is that here for Gemini, please? Round and round for Gemini. Wow, this deck usually talks straight up, so there's something specific here. Are you kidding me? The Star. Decision, another purple card. Wow. Goodness. Look at all of these. So the first one I saw was the Star, 17 being purple. And then we had Decision, number 15, also purple. And then we had 12, Perspective, also purple. With the Lovers, number 6, also purple. And on the side of that comes, I saw this first, 10 of Ariel and Queen of Gabriel. Yeah, talk about a change in the wind, and talk about, so the first one is the Star. So the Star, it reads on the bottom, okay, I'm not going to read it on the bottom first. So interesting. I see this. Do you see how shiny that little thing is? Whatever that is, a coin. There's a glimmer in the, so the Star can be about hope. And I get this, like it's a glimmer of hope. I'm getting hope in this situation. You see a change, you see a shift happening. You might not know the outcome. Gemini, this is very much you, like, or Libra, like equal. There's a twins situation here, like equal proportion. a fair situation. It should be poured into, like, okay, so I give this much about me, then you should give as much about yourself. Or I take this much, or I receive this much, and you should do the same. There's this feeling of really checking in with yourself, how much you give of yourself and how much you receive back, so that you pour out of yourself equally as much as you receive back, if that makes sense. And 17 is immortality. So that is like a long-term ongoing process, that this is the, so whether this is about relationships, whether this is about work, whether this is about your health, whether this is about how you spend your time, the bottom line, why you're putting yourself in certain situations, or or certain scenarios right now, the round and round, like you end up here over and over again, is so that you get. And I don't believe in like the universe throwing you lessons. I believe that you constantly want to know yourself more. You want to know yourself on a deeper level. You want to understand your full potential, and your, like, what is all this? What does this mean, being a spiritual being in human clothes? What does that mean? I feel like the one thing that you come back to is to equally, proportionately give as much as you receive, or receive as much as you give. There's something about this, about finding the balance between whatever you're giving out and whatever you're receiving back. The star is about hope. The star is about healing. We have 4 purple cards. So the purple talks about this enormous spiritual awakening, basically. And it's so much about what you're now giving of yourself and what you're receiving back in. The star is also about like being the star in your own show, claiming your spot, like this is who I am, and I am, you know, I'm the lead role in my own comedy or dramedy or drama. The star there, and the big star there in the back, talks about a wish fulfillment. And then I see a glimmer of hope, like somebody just it's like you want so much money, like pretend, maybe you do. You want so much money, and all of a sudden you find this coin. And this coin is a glimmer of hope of what this thing can be. So there's something about right now, in terms of relationships, in terms of your job, in terms of how you give or spend or receive time, about health. It's like you need to invest as much of yourself into the situation as you're asking the situation to give back to you. Or you need to start to receive back from, whether it's from the job that you're dealing with, from the person you're dealing with, from the health that you're dealing with. You need to start to claim as much back as you keep giving, or you're going to run out of resources. And it sort of almost doesn't matter whether it's usually, well, I'm not going to go into that. So you be the judge of that. But usually, like, whether you breathe out, like you, and when the breath is gone, if you don't breathe in, you're going to die. But also if you breathe in, if you breathe in, and then you can't breathe in anymore, because at some point you're going to have to start give back, and you just hold your breath, eventually you're going to die also. So it doesn't really matter if it's like you give too much without receiving back, or you take too much about giving out. It's like it has to be an equal, proportionate balance. And I feel like it's a little bit more that because this is Gemini, you tend to have 10,000 things going at the same time, and you tend to overgive, and you tend to not have as much receiving back. So, but you be the judge. You be truthful. Be honest with yourself. What is this about? Are you overgiving? Are you overspending with resources that you don't have? In numerous situations, do you just keep doing it even though you don't have enough? And so you spend too much of yourself. Then we have decision. 15, decision. I get a little bit of different energy here today, because I usually get like, okay, it's time to let yourself go. It's time to release the final bird from out of the bird cage. If somebody resonates with that, run with it. I get a little bit of a different energy here today, like a different story, is that there's so many messages being brought to you. There's so many like I don't want to say way out. That's not the right way of describing the energy. There's not like, it's like, yeah, here's an opportunity for you to get out, and here's another opportunity for you to get out. That's the closest I get to explaining the energy, but that's not it. It's like you're being given so much synchronistic events right now. You're being given so much ideas or so much guidance. Something, you'll feel something, and something shows up in the exact right moment when you need it. In the exact right moment when you need it. And it's like, and we have all those messages coming in. Like those birds to me describes all those messages coming in, all that guidance coming in exactly when you need it. Or synchronistic events that just lines up and you go like, what the hell is going on? There's just so much lining up for you. And it's like you're still deciding. With this final bird, there's like one more bird sitting in the cage. It's like you're still deciding whether this is like something that is real, and something that is like, it allows for you to run with it, like allows for you to follow that guidance, allows for you to believe in those synchronicities. That is not just coincidences. There are in fact true synchronicities. It's true guidance guiding you somewhere, wanting to lead you in a very specific direction. Do you caging it in? Like, do you hold on to, yeah, but that could have taken place anyway, or yeah, but it's not enough for me to make that decision, to make that type of change? You know, there's some sort of decision on your part to just completely start to trust in the synchronicities and the guidance. Like, yeah, this many times, it can't just show up in this many times. Eventually you're gonna have to start to follow it. Eventually you're gonna have to start to like answer up to it, if that makes sense. And there's such a big portion in this change. Like you keep coming back into the old situation. You keep coming back into however it was done before, with the round and round. Like, am I really back here again? With a change in the wind, like we're changing it now. It's inevitable. It just has to happen. There's a lot of healing taking place, with also a lot of hope, wish fulfillment. There's a change at the core. There's so many messages flying around you right now, guiding you in a certain direction, and you're holding the control to it. You're holding the cage of the final bird there. Very, very metaphorical. You're holding the cage with the final bird, sort of deciding, is this real, or do I want it to be real? With the 12, their perspective, and I get change almost like every time when I'm about to say perspective, I want to say change of perspective. So there's something here that you just keep bumping into the same thing over and over again. You keep ending up in the same place over and over again. You keep repeating the same thing. If we're going to be completely honest here, you keep creating the same thing over and over again to sort of, okay, so not this time around either. Okay, so this time, no. This time, no. This time. This time, you're making a decision and you're coming into a shifted, like you are changing your perspective. Uh, 15 says, release yourself from that which holds you back, and need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. And perspective says, there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. There's a change. There's another way of looking at this. There is a change in perspective. There is a way out. So that there's the way out again, but I'm not feeling it like Yeah, maybe you want to get out of this rut. You want to get out of whatever it is that you're creating over and over again. It doesn't necessarily mean that you want to get out of this relationship, this job, this situation that you're in, but it means that you want to have a change in it. You just want change. You just want to see something different. And so then we have the Lovers. The Lovers that talks about, like, number 6 is the connection with your inner being. And I feel that so much. Like, we have a love relationship here on the table. And whether this is the thing that you're dealing with, like there's something within this relationship, you just come back to the same thing over and over again. There is a real love underneath it, whether this is like an ex, this is a current partner, this is a friend, this is a coworker, this is a really, really like a parent. It can be anybody that you sort of keep coming back into the same situation over and over again. Underneath it, there's a lot of love. There is a lot of love here with the number 6. The fact that we have the Lovers is definitely talking about a romantic partner, whether that be a current partnership or an ex. That this situation involves this. For another group of you, I just feel like before you make this shift, like before you're going back, you're going round and round in circles. There is a change in the wind now. There is healing and there's hope, and you're making a decision to start to follow the guidance, to start to listen to the synchronicities and have a change of perspective, like looking at it from a different angle. There's going to be real love for you. Until then, this sort of can't happen. And then it just means you can be single. This could be like you're dealing with an ex still, and the ex sort of just continues on. There's a repetition of the same stuff that goes on and on and on. And as long as you haven't released that energy altogether, you can't sort of come into the new. I get something about a turtle and a dinosaur. It's like the turtle in itself sort of speaks about slow and steady wins the race. Like slow and steady wins the race. Like I keep saying this. Where are we going that we're in such a hurry? Where do you have to be? That is so urgent, you know? So just calm down. Like just live your life. But there's something here today with a turtle, and then I see sort of a dinosaur. I see this in the back here that has turned into a turtle and a dinosaur, which is a little bit like we're stuck. We're stuck in the dinosaur age, in the stone age. Like we're going round and round, and we're a little bit like stuck in the rigid form here. And I'm sorry to say, Gemini, because you might not like this, but it seems like you need to be the bigger person. Maybe you feel already like you are the bigger person, but because it feels like, you know how there's certain children like with Down syndrome or with other sort of diagnoses. I don't know if you say that Down syndrome is a diagnose. But like certain people are coming into this life and this is the makeup, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like there's literally nothing. You can try to change them as much as you want to, but they're just never going to change because it's not in them. For whatever reason, it's just not in them to change. And so in order to create the change that you're looking for in your life, you need to be the change. And you need to start to treat the other person or the situation like it's never going to change. Because it feels like the only reason why you feel a little bit stuck in wanting to change the situation how it is, rather than follow the synchronicities and follow the guidance that comes from outside of you, is that you're trying to change the situation or the person that you're with, rather than, okay, wherever that's going to end up, wherever that's going to leave me with the connection with the person or the whatever relationship, if that's going to be taken away from me, like it can't be an issue. It can't be what you're deciding your outcomes on, if that makes sense, like your decisions on. It has to be that you're removing yourself from this stone age, rigid, black and white way of looking at things, changing your perspective in order to truly experience the real love that you deserve, that you so deserve, Gemini. And when I talk about real love, I don't only mean romantic partnerships. I mean real love in the sense that you feel like you have a purpose when you get up in the morning, that you have a passion, that you have a beautiful set of friends, that you have the most magical, just overall the most magical life. You deserve a beautiful love story. That's four purple borders there. And then we have 10 and Queen. And 10 of air, which was first? Okay, I feel this warm, but I can't remember. 10 of Ariel. So 10 is a completion. We're completing this thing that we've done, that the path that we've gone down before in love, we're completing it. And we're now coming into Paris. We're now coming into the most romantic setting. The Eiffel Tower in the back, and this is Paris with this most beautiful little cafe. There's a completion in love, and there's a completion in the way that you manifested things in the past. You don't have to go down the same route again. We're wrapping this up. There's a change in the wind, and we're wrapping it up. And here, this is like just so beautiful. This is when you, this is sort of when, like, okay, I'm going to decide to follow the direction. I'm going to follow the synchronicities. I'm going to follow the guidance that comes in. I'm going to decide that that is a real thing, and I'm going to start to follow it. No matter what that will cause for other people, you're going to start to think about yourself for a little bit, for once perhaps, Gemini. And you're going to have a change of perspective. And when you do, you're coming into love. You're coming into your love vibration, which will lead you to real beautiful interactions with people that are also there in the love vibration. And then Queen of Gabriel. It's like so beautiful, because Queen to me is the maturity, the wisdom, the ascension, the evolution of your own species, like as your own persona, like you just move on to higher planes. You're sitting on your throne being very, very confident. You're having a cat in front of you, and the cat for me represents like respect. The cat always goes their own, like don't tell me what to do, and don't tell me where to lay, and don't tell me anything. Like I lay wherever I want. I sleep when I want. I'm out when I want. I'm out and in as much as I want through the door. You can't do anything about it. You have to open the door for me. Like very much self-love. They don't give a rip about anybody else around them. This is you being very confident, coming into your own power again. And Gabriel is all about the inner child. The healing of the inner child. The healing of the wounded soul. Like wherever you felt like you were wounded in the past, wherever you felt like you just got smaller and smaller, like you shut yourself down, now you're the Queen of Gabriel. Like your Gabriel is there to show you that you have matured the inner child. Like it's okay for the inner child to come out and play again. It's okay to start to be curious again, to be adventurous, to be playful, to be childlike. Not childish, but childlike. And that the evolution is there. You can do this. You can make this shift, Gemini. I'm going to move into the extension and see what else I can find there for you. So if you feel like, yeah, this is striking a chord inside of me, that I'm drawn to this, you're so welcome to the extension. I'm going to go deeper into the message and see what else I can find. The link to that is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, Gemini, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye, guys.